Hey, how's it going, guys? Ancient Rune here with my first official Borderlands build video. Now, I made a video before release saying what my first build was going to look like, and it kind of changed based off of playing more, which I expected, not as much as this. This is a really strong build. I'll probably make one like my pre-video of assumptions, what I was going to do eventually, but this is what my main one is that I'm liking a lot. This is a Deadshot build, aka Spellshot and Graveborn, that I call SPELLSPLOSION because she's doing a lot of damage with spells and your guns, which is cool, and explosions from Blastcast. Really strong and fun build. I like what Spellshot and Graveborn have for healing, so you got good survivability, and just the mix of spells and guns, which I really wanted in my gameplay. So this gives that, and it ended up being really freaking strong, which I was not expecting as much as it is now. Lots of gun diversity and spell diversity, which is really fun, and some melee weapon diversity, even though this doesn't really focus on melee damage, which I really like in this game. I hope you guys enjoy, and also if you like this build video, if you would like, and if you haven't subscribed, I'd really appreciate it. And also my save file of this will be in my Discord. That'll be down below. I have Twitch down below and a Twitter. If you guys want to follow all those and join Discord, I'd really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoy. Alright, and here for the gear, we'll just start off with like some of the weapons I really like to use, but there's a bunch of them you can use. The Luddite Blastoff is really good for single target and for bossing. I don't have that good of one or a good enchant, but this is what I use right now. Get a lot stronger. You want the ×3 one, and you want to try and get as much mag size as you can. You can get some from Myth Rank, from I have some here, Gun Magazine here. Might be able to get some from rings. I don't remember because I don't have any here. But yeah, this is really good for bossing with your guns and for mobbing. Mainly if there's like a big enemy that doesn't move fast, it's really good. The Fear Knot is super good. You can get this is with the Lightning Bolt that changes to enemies. I love this for mobbing. You can get one with like just a regular Lightning Bolt that's also really strong for single target. There's also Dagger Storm. I think I have a couple in here. But yeah, Furior is really strong, and the Fear Knot I really like. Ideally, I'd probably want one with like the crossbow of just regular damage. But since we're not really shooting it at enemies, it doesn't really matter that much. And again, this is with no enchant right now. It's not chaotic nor volatile. So this is like kind of on the lower side, but I can tell just from playing and having knowledge that this is stronger with enchants and all that. For an enchant I would go for this is matching element of spellcast. You'll see here on these I do this. So yeah, so for this it goes spellcast frost, lightning one it go spellcast lightning damage, and so on. And then, of course, this is like the strongest pistol right now. We have a liquid cooling. I have a volatile one with increased frost damage on spellcast. Since we're crafting our spell so much, we're going to have uptime on this a lot. Time steal is what you want. You use a lot of ammo on it, but like you kill stuff fast enough, it doesn't matter. And then we have the White Rider. It's such a good SMG. Here we have poison. I also have a volatile with this. What you want is the single beam mode. The dual one does not do much damage, so single beam is what you want. It does really good damage. For the melee weapon, what I like to use is the Spell Blade. I find it fun for doing some melee damage on this setup. It's not like the strongest melee on this build, but it does a decent amount of damage for not investing. I like having Echo on it as well, so you can have those good strong hits. And then you still do like some good damage even after that. This is what I like to use. And then on all my melee weapons, I like to have spellcast increase elemental damage. Now, here are some melee weapons that I have. It's not like the best of the best. but like it's these swords here. I kind of picked up that. This is also what I like to use. The frying pan is good for having bullet reflecting bullet and projectiles. Again, I have echo on this one, but I don't have them all re-rolled to what I want. The snake stick is also really good. I probably have echo on all these if I could, but the snake stick's really good because it'll spawn snakes that count towards faithful thralls in our skill. And then Goblin Pickaxe is really good for spell cooldown and also just movement speed. And the Mage Staff is good because this will proc Blast Gas, which is really cool. It does alright damage. Nothing big without building around it too much, but it does decent. And for the rings here, you want the mood rings because we'll have our shield empty like all the time. I have spell damage on these. This is what I've found. Spell damage are both chaotic. You could also do gun damage, and I'll explain why later, but pretty much gun damage is kind of like separate from magic bullets in the skill tree, which we'll go over and all that. But yeah, I do this. I have spell crit chance and spell radius, and then spell radius here, and then pistol crit, which is pretty nice because we are using pistols a lot. Yeah, that's the main things we have. Mainly I just kind of focus on spells and then maybe some like gun stuff if you want. Mainly it's just spell damage if you want to do more damage to your spells, or gun damage if you want to do more damage to your guns. Now why we're doing Mood Ring is because while Ward is not full, gain effects are increased by 100%. This is all. This is not just spell damage, this is also spell radius, spell crit chance, companion health. And we're going to have this down because of Glass Cannon stops ward refilling. And then we're also going to have our ward empty with Cursed Wit, which is the next thing we're going to be going over. Now, Cursed Wit is a really strong shield. Pretty much while ward is depleted, gain 17% damage reduction and gain 100% increased damage dealt to nearby enemies. Now, you have to be pretty close to these enemies for what I've been told. Still really good. I have a fleet on it, which is nice since our shield's going to be always empty. I like having spellcast gun damage. And then you could find some other stuff that you want, but that's the main thing I like having. And then here we have a body rune, which is also really good for survivability. It gives max health, well, restores max health. And then I just have spellcast increased fire damage because of the bonus fire that you gain from it. That's just kind of what I settle with, but you could get better. And then I haven't found any other good shields with this. This is currently what I use. You could probably mess around and find something else you like. These are the two ones. I like using Cursed Wit because my survivability is pretty fine. But that's like a just in case. And then here we found, I found this amazing armor piece. This has such good skills. But this is basically what you want, is the amalgam, is what I'd say. This is the Lich's Amalgam of Glorious Purpose. I don't even know what the base thing is called, but it's these skill rolls. The this three, you want at max 3 Ascension, and then probably 2 of, what is this skill called? Essence Strain, because Ascension gives increased spell damage. It's kill skill, really good. So at max you could get, with 6 out of 3, 120% spell damage increase from there, which is crazy. And then these skill rolls are insane. Like, the only thing that isn't helping is ability crit chance. So the only ability damage we have is Blast Gas, and that can't crit. It specifically says it can't crit. Besides that, this is all crazy, and I'm so happy I got this. I just got this as a world drop when I was 100%ing the save file, which is insane. And then this is mainly for if you want to do spell bossing. This is Blast Gas Calm. You can find this as legendary as well. You probably want like an amalgam for all like passive and stuff. Pretty much like what I have on these passives is what you'd want on the amalgam, except you'd want ability damage on here. I have 4 Blast Gas. Of course you want 5 instead, but yeah, that's what you want. That's what I like to use. Makes it a stronger Blast Gas in general. Yeah, this is the main armor piece I like. There is a Spellshot Graveborn armor piece, but I don't like it as much. It doesn't give as many skills as I like. I think it gives Spell Sniper, Stain the Soul, and something else I can't remember. But it's not that good. It might give Font of Mana, which is okay. Font of Mana I like. But yeah, I think it's Spell Sniper, Font of Mana, and Stain the Soul. Stain of the Soul. Which doesn't really interest me as much as this. So this is why I choose. Increasing Graveborn power also boosts Blast Gas, which is nice. So I'm okay making that sacrifice of Spell Shot power. Yeah, pretty much that. And then for your amulet, the Skeep is amazing. It's such a good thing. When health is below 50%, summon a Skeep. Has a cooldown of 30 seconds. This generates a Nova nearby that just heals you to full health. It just does that. And then it can count as a second wind, counts for kill skills. It's just amazing. Skeep is the best. I have two different Skeeps. I have one with frost damage because mainly use like this frost spell is my strongest. Of course, liquid cooling is really strong, and then the fear not. That's what I use. But you can also have lightning damage, and I'd say mainly match what you want for your spells and guns mainly. So this is what I have, and then lucky enough it's a volatile. I got this from trading. Shout out to all the whole community for helping me get gear, because a lot of this was from trading with people. Amazing. I couldn't have got all this without them. Yeah, this is insane roll. And then it has gun mag size and gun handling, which will be nice eventually with like the blast off when I get mag size from other places. But yeah, and then the gun handling is really good because this has big recoil, so that makes that better. Yeah, I'd say just go Skeep. I haven't found anything else, and then this is just a loot luck amulet that I have. Nothing special, no purpose there besides getting increased loot luck. And then for the spells, I really like these two, Ice Spike and Quaking Sunder. Now there are a lot of spells here. Of course we have the Buffmeister if needed. The Concentrated Magic Barrage is really strong. Glacial Cascade, amazing. You also have, what I don't have on here is Arcane Bolt, and Twister are also really good. Now you'll want to mess around with different ones. Here are two different Ice Spikes. This is, you have a simple cast and a repeating cast. I really like the simple cast, especially if I'm like doing a lot of reloads, because you can't use a spell and reload. If I'm like holding down fire, I sometimes like using repeating cast. They're both really good. Yeah, those are some things. Of course, Quaking Sunder here, you can mess around with elements. I just have a fire one as my favorite.
When you're saving the world,
and so that's what I do. And then for the enchants, I do increase damage dealt and then ability damage for blast gas just in general during mobbing. Increasing that's pretty nice. And so for the enchants, I'd say just like get element type, match your gun element here, and then having either elemental damage, spellcast gun damage, spellcast increased damage, and increased ability damage. All those just mix between these. They don't have to be the exact place, because as long as you're always using them, you always have those. So yeah, the spell variety is really good. So with the Concentrated Magic Barrage, there's a couple types. You have the channel cast and you have the repeating cast and this simple spell forget. I like them all. I really like the repeating cast for mobbing. That's also fun. But for bossing, I like the channel cast. It just all depends on what you like. But as you can see, there's a bunch of different things that you can do. And then I forgot to kind of go over what other guns I use, so I'll just kind of go over here. I have the Carouser, the Spriggan, a Nightshade. This is just a Sun Hydros for Faithful Thralls. The Livewire is really good. The Queen's Cry. Of course, from Blast Offs, different types of Furiers. The Catatumbo I don't know how to say it, is also pretty good because you reload a bunch. And then the Masterwork Handbill is also super good. I did a video on the non-unique version, the push pin, and then I got this and I was like, oh my god, this is insane. The Gluttony is really good. I have a chaotic one that I haven't rolled yet. I'd probably go Dark Magic. I just had elemental damage on this. There's a bunch of Furies I haven't messed with that I just kind of have here to mess around with. The Rumpy Pumpy and the Body Rocker are also really good because Torch Stickies are just dumb in general. But those are like mainly the weapons I use, and of course with buffs and nerfs, the weapon choices will change. And if stuff happens again, I'll probably update this. This I just have because I got a volatile. I haven't messed with it yet. Yeah, that's the weapons. All right, and then I just kind of wanted to go over what I mainly use for bossing, just shown all together because I've kind of mentioned them, but I haven't said it like all of it together. So this I use is a Furier with Hydra Companion. It could be any type, like weapon type. This is just used to spawn Hydras for Faithful Thralls. And I use Spellcast Lightning damage to match these. I'd say you want element type, but element match, but I just have these as the best right now. So this is just what I use. But yeah, you want this to just kind of spam and throw. Elemental damage, the weapon doesn't really matter. I'd probably use a Goblin Pickaxe to get spells back if you don't one shot, which happens often. Cursed Wit still, the Blast Cast Con like I mentioned before, and I have ability damage on this. I have a Skeep with lightning damage and spell shot power, and all damage, which also really helps. And then the Concentrated Magic Barrage is what I use because you can charge those up. I use them at the same time. And then I still have the Mood Rings with spell damage here. And this is all to get powerful Blast Gas. This is all for doing Blast Gas. If you remember Borderlands 3 Moses Short Fuse, it's kind of like getting that, where it just double dips a bunch of bonuses. And so you're just kind of getting high damage into that to double dip stuff. And that's pretty much what you're focusing here. For if you want a gun boss, I'd use the Luddite for that, or like just Torch Stickies, like a shotgun like the Rumpy Puppy or Body Rocker with the basic loadout I showed before. This is just for Blast Gas spell bossing, which I have the strongest right now, until I get good enough gun stuff for it. Alright, and for the gear, of course, Ambihextrous. That's what we've seen. This is what I want. This build is all about using Ambihextrous. Now, there is some choices right here at the beginning that you can make with Spell Sniper and Prestidigitation, or however you say it. This gives reload speed, this gives spell crit. Now, if you want stronger spell crit, higher chance to spell crit, you go more Spell Sniper. If you want more reload, you go this. I like more reload, so I want this, but I still seem to see spells crit often enough as well. So that's what I choose, but you can just kind of pick between those. I didn't feel like feeling an in-between. I just kind of wanted as much reload because I like reload a lot. And then, of course, we have Magic Bullets. Now, this is insane. After some changes that happened in a most recent hotfix, this has now become a separate mold to other gun damage. It's just kind of crazy. Like, now this multiplies with here, and it multiplies with amulet gun damage. Not amulet, with ring gun damage, and also the spellcast gun damage. So pretty much any other gun damage will multiply with this. And also, we have a lot of spell damage, so we're getting a lot of this. We have spells from stacks from spell weaving, and we get more from high thread count. We get some from Ascension. We get some from other sources. So yeah, we have a lot of this. This is a really good skill and really good for guns, and I like that this is here, meaning that while you're boosting your spells, you also boost your guns, so you're not like having to focus on one or the other. You can focus on both. Then we have Fauna Mana we want for that spell cooldown rate, since we're not going the capstone. This becomes really helpful. Now we don't go Mage Armor here because we want our shield to be down. If you were to use like a body rune, you could use Mage Armor. But you also have the mood ring where you don't want it low, so I kind of just stay out of it in general. Also, enemies do so much damage that they one-shot your shield anyways. And then I don't go just warming up just because I don't want the fire rate. I like having skills in Spell Sniper and Reload, so I don't choose any here. So I guess technically you could choose between all of these three. And Glass Cannon also gives spell damage, which your ward no longer recharges. This is really good for Cursed Wit because that means it'll always be depleted. So that's really good. And the 30% spell damage, really great. That means that this goes around a little less than 15% more gun damage here. And then we have high threat count from where spell we stack stronger spells, more gun damage, just really good. And then we don't go farther down here because we put the rest of points in the Graveborn. We have Essence Drain. I go 5 points into here, and then we have 1 extra point here. 3 in Faithful Thralls. This is global damage, really strong at max. When we have the Hydras, that is 27% global damage, and then we have Furiers that spawn Hydras. We get more there. St. Green Sacrament, amazing skill, 15% per second for 2 seconds. That means you get 30% of your health back in 2 seconds. Just because you have dark magic doesn't mean it's always the best, because it is also capped at a certain amount. Starting at 5%, then goes increased with efficiency, and then it's also once per enemy per second. So you don't have too much. So I find this to help me in a lot of situations more than dark magic, just like going here. We don't do Dark Pact or Harvest because our companions from our Demi-Lich to our Hydras already do dark magic damage, and I don't feel like increasing my dark magic damage. I'd rather have my spells do more dark magic damage, which comes to Stain of the Soul. This allows you to not have to have dark magic spells. This gives you a source of dark magic, and if your spells are strong enough, they will hit that threshold where you will get health back from your dark magic damage. I have 2 points here. You could put 1 in here for spawn figures that aren't dark magic, but I just put it here. Then of course Dark Hydra. This isn't for damage. This is to have Faithful Thrall. So in turn, it does give you damage while Hydras aren't doing as much damage. I haven't really looked to see if they're doing any damage on this. They probably could, or with right stuff you could make them do damage. But I plan to do a separate companion build in the future with Spellshot and Graveborn. That'll be another time. So yeah, this is all for Faithful Thralls. And then we have Dread Covenant. This helps with survivability. You get, whenever you reach 1 health, immediately restore health, and your Demi-Lich is sacrificed. So it dies, you can't revive it, it goes away, it goes on cooldown. The good thing is we get 45% respawn rate here, so this is in 2 minutes, and it's more like 60 seconds. And you don't really even notice it much. It's really nice, and I find it helping me a lot, especially when I just kind of go in and crazy kill stuff and don't pay attention. And then here we have Ascension. Again, this is crazy good. This gives 6% per stack at 3 out of 3, and then we have 5 out of 3, which gives 10%. And so spell damage and max health, really good. Again, the spell damage also goes into magic bullets, giving more gun damage, which is insane. Then we have Lord of Edges. This isn't active too much, but when it is, and especially fight for your life, it can be good. Also, if you get low, you gain some damage reduction as well, make it harder to die a bit. So that's pretty nice. Then we have Blast Gas, which is spell damage, turns to explosion. That is ability damage, which is really strong for one-shotting. It's one of the ways people are one-shotting right now with spells. Now, this doesn't double dip too much, but it does double dip, should double dip splash area damage in this game. It's called, not splash. And then global damage, which is like Faithful Thralls, which is why we like to spam Hydra Furiers for bossing. So that's one of the main stuff, and then of course it gets boosted by the ability damage bonuses. And this is also explosion. It's based off of the base hit damage that you dealt to create the explosion. So that's why increasing spell damage as well is so strong. So we go 5 points here, and then we have 4 more from our armor piece right now. Then we go Warham's Blessing. Now this is like in Zane's Seeing Red skill, where casting a spell increases, activates all Fate Maker skill. So this is again like Zane skill where you activate an action skill, does that. This is mainly to keep uptime on Dark Hydra and Ascension, so we have that all the time. So that's what I chose, and I was already here anyways, so I didn't feel like putting a point in here just because we already had Blast Gas. That's it for the skill tree, and then for in here we have the points I chose were in max spell cooldown, so intelligence, max crit chance, and then the rest into crit damage. And yeah, that's there. And then my myth rank isn't even maxed out close. This is what I have around here. I haven't even hit these. I don't even know if I'm gonna hit these because they just kind of go on forever. Feels kind of cheap. Yeah, just in case you think like I have maxed out myth rank doing all this damage. Not really. I don't have much of that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is my first build and I'm really happy with it. It took me a while to get the gear. I don't want to just throw it all together with my main stuff. I do have like a couple items that I haven't made together yet just because I didn't feel like it. And also re-rolling stuff is a pain right now, and with backing up saves just so you don't like lose your item all the way, which is kind of cheating, but I'm kind of fine with that right now with the system. I would save that if I could, honestly, right now with how it is. But that's for another discussion. I really love this build. I hope you guys really love this build. Again, it'll be in my Discord, which will be linked down below. The save file has everything that I will have shown. And yeah, again, Discord, Twitch, Twitter, all down below. If you like those, again, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't. I'd really appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.
I could always have more.